How's it going? Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the VICTRIP R6 little moped style electric bike. So let's just jump straight into the powertrain. This bike's rocking a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery along with a 48 volt 750 watt rear hub. It peaks at 1000 watts. Let's just jump right into a top speed and acceleration test. Alright, so it looks like we got 3 power modes here. So let's just start off in power mode 1 and see what we get out of that. It's like 15, 16. Jump up to power mode 2. Oop, little bump in power there. 20. So power mode 2 is basically class 2 mode. It's locked at 20. And then let's see about 3. Oh, interesting. When you hold the throttle down for a while and you let go, it kicks into what's it called? Cruise control mode. So you can have to hit the brakes to stop it. Cool. Alright, so now on level 3. 24, 25, 26, 7, 28, 29, 30. I hit 30 miles an hour briefly there. Not too shabby. Kind of balanced out around 28 miles an hour is where it sort of settled, but I hit 30. So that's not too bad. I mean, exactly what it claims. Class 3 bikes are, well, it is kind of weird, like when you let go of the throttle and it keeps going. Really have to get used to that cruise control. I wonder if there's a way to turn that off. It was Memorial Day yesterday, that's why you have all these American flags up. Going up a steep hill there, slowed down to about 14 miles an hour. It's hard to tell on this camera when there's hills or not hills and how steep they are, but that was a decently steep hill back there we climbed up. So anyways, while we're talking about power and stuff like that, we can talk about range. So as a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery, I'll flash the watt hours, or I'm sorry, amp hours right up here. You know, I'm still getting used to this neighborhood. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, that's pretty yellow butterfly. It's supposed to be deers and stuff out here, but I haven't seen any yet. When we were shopping for houses, there's another neighborhood we're on Lake Conroe, in near Houston, north of Houston. But there's a bunch of peninsulas that kind of go out in the, well, not a bunch, but a few peninsulas that go out in the lake, and then in the different neighborhoods are on the different peninsulas. We went to the one south of here. We're looking at houses too. We settled on this one because it's just the nicest neighborhood. Anyways, we saw deer everywhere down there, like a bunch of deer. This one's actually a lot closer to the national forest. It's literally just right across the street. But I haven't seen any deer yet. I did go golfing. I saw deer poop everywhere. I guess just haven't been lucky enough to see one, I guess. So anyways, with the range, sorry, I get sidetracked. You're probably looking, like if you go in full power mode, level 3, and you're just like full throttling it the entire time, you're probably looking at something like 20, 25 miles, depending on your weight and what kind of terrain you're riding on. Then if you're like in level 1, obviously you're going to get a lot more than that. Let's see how fast the cadence sensor kicks in when you pedal. Let's see, you got 1, 2 turns. So, if you're pedaling in like level 1, you're going to get, up to 70 miles or whatever. It's pretty much unlimited because it doesn't draw that much power at level 1. And if you're providing assistance in the pedaling, then it just kind of goes forever. But yeah, but anyways, most people are going to ride this throttle only because these moped style e-bikes are not really designed to be comfortable when pedaling. So, you're probably going to be in full power mode too, because why would you ride in a lower power mode unless you want to just be in compliance with the class 2 e-bike laws or something and keep it at 20 miles an hour, I guess. But yeah, full power mode, 20-25 miles an hour. 20 to 25 miles is what you could probably reasonably expect to get out of it in terms of range. Here's like the clubhouse and stuff. So there's like a sports center and clubhouse right here. There's a bar and restaurant and all that. In case you're curious about the neighborhood, it's Bentwater. So it's a country club neighborhood, so you have to be a member of the country club to live in the neighborhood. So you got, and then there's like a bunch of different membership levels in terms of golf and stuff. But they got pool, marina, yacht club, clubhouse, everything. Trying to get myself situated. I mean, I got a long way to go before retirement, but this is a good place to be when you retire because it's on a lake. So you got all the lake, boating, fishing, all that kind of stuff. And then you got the golf, you know, and then you right across the street from the National Forest. So you just tons of stuff to do. All right, so the brakes, we're looking at mechanical disc brakes on 160 millimeter rotors. You get the same setup in the front and the rear. And you've got your standard sort of e-bike levers, nothing special, but they're functional. Let's do a quick brake test and see how they perform. So anyways, let's try to find a little spot to test out the brakes. These are mechanical brakes, they're not hydraulic. Usually I'll do about 20 miles an hour when I'm testing the brakes. And we'll hit it at this set of mailboxes right here, see how it does. And pretty good. Locked up the back tire. I don't know if you heard that guy. That's a serious golfer. But 160 millimeter rotors with these mechanical brakes, they locked it up. They felt just fine. This is actually a really light bike. You know, it's a lot smaller than maybe what it looks like on camera, but pretty good. Alright, so this is a full suspension. You got a coil shock on the rear and non-adjustable front forks. So you got 16-inch wheels and 16 by 4-inch fat tires. They do have this sort of dual sporty knobby type tread on here. This is kind of a smaller bike, you know, maybe like a medium size, made for maybe 12 years old, like a 12-year-old boy and above. Seat height looks to be about, I don't know, I want to say like 28 inches. It's not very high. It does have these high bars and then the full suspension. But here are my general ergonomic impressions. All right, let's talk about ergonomics a bit. So for me, I mean, I like the high bars. You know, these moped style e-bikes are usually pretty comfortable to ride, just put around. I have a bend in my elbow, so I'm not like leaning forward. There's no pressure on my lower back or anything like that. It's pretty comfortable. This is kind of a smaller bike. I'm 5'9". I can ride it fairly comfortable. My knees are a little bit high sitting on it, but I'm not uncomfortable. It does have full suspension. It's got the front forks in the front and then the rear coil shock in the rear. So yeah, pretty comfortable to ride. Suspensions and those fat tires do a good job of soaking up the bumps. It does have full suspension. It does have like knobbiest type tires or whatever, but you know, you're not gonna really want to take it like on extreme off-road settings. It's fine like on dirt trails and stuff like that, but you're not gonna be doing any jumps on it or anything. So anyways, yeah, all in all, you know, pretty cool bike. This power switch doesn't turn on the power. I was confused about that at first. It actually puts it in park mode. So when you put it in off, the throttle doesn't do anything. You put it on and the throttle works. So kind of good. So if you have your bike on and you pull a stop, a lot of times people want to come up and twist your throttle for some reason. If you put it in off mode, just, you know, you're not going to lose the bike. One of the interesting things about this bike is it's a single speed. So, you know, there's no derailleur, no gears, no gear shift or anything up here on the handlebars. What you do get is you get a headlight. That's going to be pretty bright at nighttime. You also got turn signals in the front here. You also got turn signals in the rear. Yeah, there is a brake light when you pull the brake. Yeah, so you get front turn signals, rear turn signals, a headlight. So pretty cool, a lot of safety features there. And then you got your horn. Pretty loud horn. Besides that, the display is very basic. You got your charge state, your speed, and your odometer, and that's basically it. On this side, there's an on-off button here, but this doesn't actually turn the bike on and off. It just puts the bike in park. So when it's off, it's in park, and then when we turn it on, you can go. So throttle's off, you see, in park. Then you have a 3-mode switch here, 3 power levels, 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the highest, and then you got a full throttle. You got your standard cranks and pedals, and then you got plastic fenders in the front and the rear. So one of the things that's interesting is how you turn the bike on. So you actually have to have the key fob to turn the bike on. I thought the bike was broken at first, and I emailed the manufacturer, but no, this middle button, you just double click it, and the display comes on and the bike's ready to go. Overall, one of the more interesting bikes that I've reviewed recently. It is inexpensive, that's why you don't get like the hydraulic brakes, but these brakes are fine the way they are. get smaller wheels. This is kind of a kid's bike, I would say, or a woman's, but you know, I'm 5'9" and works fine for me. Anyways, thanks for watching. There's going to be a link, maybe a discount code down there in the description. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.